Hello and good morning, and how are you all? I hope you're doing well. I yesterday I did a video and I showed uh, a gift that was sent to me. My Laura Vasquez, she sent me a beautiful box of fabrics, and so I showed. I made out of these are all the fabrics. All of these are fabrics that I got from Laura that I made this. Well, I'm starting another journal cover and I've got all of them. But see, I flip from project to project. I'll finish this, but when I do something like this, I have all the edges that I cut off, and then I save the edges. But before I get too much, all of the little chunks that I cut off after a little. Wow, what's that in there? And um, and then I want to start something different with those little things. So I want to do a little bit of wool felting, a textile art. I have my mat here that I do felting on, and I got a little. This here piece of fabric was in Laura's box too, and so then I just start taking pieces and start putting the pieces down. I'm just going to put these pieces down on this piece of fabric, and I have a way of. I love this piece of fabric. If I ironed it, it would take away a little bit of the character because that wrinkled bit I think looks good. I like that. I'm gonna take some kind of naturey kind of colors, what I call naturey kind of colors, that maybe I can get it to look like a little bit of like a landscape by just the colors. And so I'll put those kind of colors in all the little pieces. I just don't throw pieces away because these pieces just go together and they make something. They make something. That's what they make, something. So I just kind of arrange them in some fashion that the colors just go together, and and it doesn't have to be anything uh, with directions or rules or any of that nonsense. Well, some people do like directions and rules, so I shouldn't call that nonsense because it's like not really all nonsense. Let's see, what else do I have in here? What else? What else? What else do I have? What else do I have in here? Put this together, and what do you have? You have some beautiful cheer. Okay, see here? We just put that together. Ooh, let me get a piece of this piece right here. I love that. I love that. Chickadee stuff. Chickadee-ish stuff right there. That's pretty. That's real pretty. And then this piece of fabric that I think is so gorgeous. Gosh, it's just I man, a blouse made out of that would be so pretty for a young person, not for me. But I cut a piece of that off. That's right there. I want that right there. And then in here, let's see. I think I would want a little bit of. What do I still have in my strips here? Okay, I was kind of looking for something a little bit browner. Well, we'll take another piece of this. Oh, then I have this. This was in there too. This was in her package. That's pretty. That looks like it might have removed before using. Yeah, right. Okay, I will. I'm just going to take a little bit of this. Let me see. You see what I'm doing even? I don't know if you can see. Okay, this is like a, this is pretty. Oh, good morning. What are you doing up so early?
Woke up.
I thought I had a couple more minutes before Hubster woke up, but he's awake. Say good morning, Hubster. Mom, say hey, good morning to my friends.
Good morning.
Okay, there's his good morning. There, I'll put that in there. Put that little piece in there.
Hope y'all doing fine.
And put this piece right here. And that kind of almost covers up that whole thing. But, and it kind of has a gradient of a landscape from sky down to ground. And so, and everybody might not see that, but I see it. Piece there. And then that's when I pull out some wool for my felting part. And so I have some blue here. And I'll put some blue. Isn't that pretty? Put that blue wool on top of there, like this here. And then down here, I would want, let's see if we can find, okay, yeah, here's some brown. Now put some brown wool in through here.
What you making, baby?
I'm making a pretty. It's not a particular, there's no real word for what it is. It's just a pretty.
You've already pretty enough.
Okay. If you say so, buddy. If you say so, good buddy. Okay. Good morning, sweetie. Okay, and so this is sort of a little bit of a greenish sort of color. Let me see if I have another little bit of green in my bag here. This is green. This is a real bright green. I don't know if I want that piece. And there's a little bit. I don't want to overdo. Oh, what is some of this? Oh, now let's see. Okay, I'm getting the sniffles. I don't know why I'm getting the sniffles. This green here, I think I like this one better. So, you pull this stuff apart like, I always think of cotton candy when I'm pulling it apart. Okay, I'm going to go do a little bit in here. I think I want to add a little bit of this lighter in here. Okay. And then this real pale, or paler up here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens now with that. Let's see. I got this little piece of yarn. Put that in there. Uh-oh, where's my this stuff. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna. Okay, I'll use this one with the 3 prongs, and I'm gonna just start putting just a little bit of you over here. Whoa. What happens here, you guys, is this wool roving goes through. When you punch it, it goes through to the back, and that holds. So the fabrics that I have on there, they'll be held on there with that wool roving. Now, some fabrics have enough loose fiber that when you do the needle felting, it'll attach itself. When I first start, I try to go kind of slow. And when you use any kind of yarn, yarn felts really, really good into. What I wanted to look at that one piece. What was that one piece that I? Oh, excuse me. Let's see how. In this bag here. There's something in there that caught my eye just a second ago. Look at this piece. Look at this yarn. I'm gonna just fetch me off a little bit of that yarn. I'm going to get this kind of mingled in here with this yarn. Ooh, that's felting really nice. You can get some yarn that's actually called roving yarn. And, oh, does that ever felt nice. Now, can you see there where I felted it? It's beginning to just get attached really, really well. And you can see it's getting flatter. It's getting flatter because it's felting together. This is like a fun thing to do. And then you say, well, what the heck will you do with that? Well, you look at it, it'll be pretty. And when I get to putting together one of my memory, what did I call them things yesterday? I had a word yesterday, but I lost it. When you get to putting together your memory wraps, this can go into a memory wrap. And so I'll show you. in the next couple of days, I'm going to be working on just how I'm going to use my memory wrap. And so a memory wrap is going to be just so awesome to flip through because it's designed to be all your memories, your things. Like a lot of times we put together something that's got a lot of vintage papers and vintage images or something, and those are fun. But the memory wraps are designed and thought. My thoughts are that they're for your memories, for your things. Like if your grandchild sends you a letter, you put that in there. Or if your grandchild draws a picture while they're visiting at your house, you put that in there. If your children send you a bill, go ahead and put that in there too. I don't know. They'll send you a bill, but it's your memories that you put in there. I'm making them big enough to where I can add some of my old photos. I got some 5x7s, some 8x10s. I have some large. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you, sweetie. I'll put that right over here. Mm-hmm. Do what? No, that holds my water. Please. And so, but as you can see now, as I'm felting along, see, when I first started, I have to kind of hold it in place with my fingers and really watch that I don't poke myself. But once it starts felting, it then starts really holding itself, and so you don't have to get your fingers near. And see, now I put this pretty thick in there so you can't really see the fabrics right there. But here you see this is much thinner. Where I put the wool here, you can still see those fabrics real nicely. So it's just however you do it. And I'm using a 3 needles. This has got 3 needles in it. I've got this one here that holds 7 needles. And I could be using, well, I'll use that one for a minute. And now here, see that one here? I need a little bit more wool right up there, so I'm going to get just this very light, wispy kind of almost cloud. I don't want to cover up much of that blue. I want the blue to show through. So I could put blue over the top of it. I could have put the wispy all over it, the light color all over it. I could have done that too, but I'm going to just, I could have done that over the whole thing rather than to add the color. But it's just whatever you feel like doing at the time. But this here piece will most likely just go in my little memory keeper, a memory wrap. It doesn't have to be sewn in or glued in or nothing. It just needs to be put in. See, now that's holding that piece down really nice. You see how it just blends into the blue so pretty? So pretty. I seen a picture on that Tracy put into the group, the Scrap and Lucy Unicorn group, of a felted piece that she made, and it was amazing. She intended to make a flower, and she had yellows and browns. She intended to make a felted flower on an image, but somehow a bird just poked its head out of that flower. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe. She didn't intend to even do the bird. It poked itself right out, and it looks like a little bird sitting right on her flower, and it is beautiful. You'll see that in the unicorn group. It's just so beautiful. And so I get so much inspiration from the things that the people in the group post. I get so much inspiration. Um, um, what is her name? Tammy Babylon Brooks. I'll pull this. See, it gets stuck there. There you go. See, she puts down so many ideas. She's like the top bomb in that group. She's one of the administrators. She always is adding ideas for new things to try, and I love her things that she adds in, and because then there's like new things to try, and I want to try them all. Like yesterday, I get so excited. I want to try them all yesterday. So, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I want to do that. And there's so many things, so many ideas in that group. I started the group, but it's all the members that keep it really going. Keep it real. That one. They keep it really, really going and building and growing. And it's just so full of wonderful ideas. And I think because of Tracy's addition to the group, when she put in her little flower, I think that's what inspired me to pull out my yeah, I say too much. Pull out my wool and do some. You see how it looks like on the back? That's all the threads that poke through the fabric, and those threads are what's holding the whole thing together. The wool fibers. The wool fibers are holding it through. Are holding everything together. Now, if I just take a little bit of this a very thin amount, I'm going to go over still so you can keep adding. And put that in there. And that kind of just lightens that up a little bit. Okay, Papa, you go on a road run. Check out them chickens. Make sure they made it through the night. And probably uncover them. And so and it's just really coming together. I'm really liking it a lot. I don't put them colors back. Usually I leave things just piled up around me when I try to put things back where they came from. Oh gosh, here's some these yarns. Well, these are already stuck to a something I made or tried. Oh, I did some weaving. That's what I did on this. I did some weaving and had some strings hanging. Oh, I guess I just stuffed that in there. That's pretty. Doggone it. But I want some of that. I want to borrow some of these colors off of here. I'll borrow some and put them down there. So I'll just give this a little haircut. So. Yeah, let's just do that. But yeah, that I was weaving one day, and that's what come up with my weaving. It's kind of pretty. I'll leave that out. Maybe I might do some more with that. I might. Golly, that. I know what I'm gonna do with that. I just. Good thing I saw that. These are just bits and pieces of the of those yarns, and then if I take the if I get this again, put that over. That might be too much. Just a little bit here. Let's go like this. And okay, Papa. And then we're gonna go like this. You just keep adding things and just felt it all together. Just felt, and everything felt. I'm telling you, there was even one time in something I took the hair out of my hairbrush after I brushed my hair, pulled that hair out, and I felt it right into something. Yeah, so heck, you can grow your own art supplies out of your head. Now see, I got that felted through the middle, but then I got these some pieces that are just like dangling. They're just dangling. Okay, put some of them dangles and set them inside. Here, just set them in there. And then felt them on top. So when you're felting, anything can be felted, almost anything. Burlap, if you was to felt burlap on here, burlap, oh my gosh, that felt so pretty. It's so beautiful, little pieces of burlap, or even just the jute twine, something like that. You know where felting, the beginning of felting started in the biblical times, is in biblical times when the gentlemen in their sandals, after walking and walking and walking, they got uncomfortable. And so they would take hair from the camels and they would line their shoes with the hair from the camels. And then after they walked and walked and walked and walked, that hair was all felted together. It was all one piece. And so it wasn't like needles, but it just felted. It felted together. And so they ended up with a piece of felt. And so needle felting or felting goes back so far. And you can look up some things. Oh, if you go to Pinterest, you get stuck in Pinterest looking at pictures. It's so beautiful. But you can see so much of what people have done with needle felting. Oh my gosh. There's some. I mean, you can go anywhere from making a this one place that Serafina Arts. Oh my gosh, she makes animals that look like she just went and took them out of a tree. A squirrel that looks like she just went and plucked it out of a tree. Looks so real, and she makes. She'll do a like a wire sculpture and then start felting around it. And oh my gosh, she does beautiful stuff. Serafina Arts, but um, but then you don't have to do that kind of needle felting to really come up with some beautiful, beautiful things. And so I wanted to find another little piece of glue in here, which I know I have it because, well, this here is a different little bit of glue. This one's got a little bit of purple. Ooh, 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 yummy. You see, you can mix colors together when you're felting. You can take two colors and keep pulling them together and put them together, pull them apart, pull them together, pull them apart, and you end up with a variegated. Look at this. Look at that. Ooh, doggies. Now I want to try to keep it thin so I don't completely cover that piece of fabric. I don't want to hide it, you know what I mean, is what I mean to say. But and you can just felt and felt and felt. Just keep going. And I'm not finished felting, but I'm gonna just show you here what I do. See, I can I can take this and I can cut it. You know what I want to do? I want to cut it with my rotary cutter. I want to get a nice straight edge on here. And so my rotary cutter should be right here when it is. And I want to get a nice straight edge. See these little pieces like this? Put them back in the bag. And then I'll go on this side. And I'm going to just cut a straight edge again. And I'm not measuring, I'll say a sort of straight edge. You can cut that. Oh, I'm not going to cut the bottom. I'm not going to cut the bottom because I want to keep that. Where the yarn is falling off the bottom, I'm going to keep that. But now look at that. Once you trim it down what you have, look what happens. It's beautiful. But like I say, I'm not finished with it. I'll keep felting. I'm going to keep felting. I want this a little bit more felted. I want it. I want to get some of this yarn a little bit more felted. So I'm going to keep doing that. But you can see what can be done. See what the back looks like? It's almost just as pretty on the back. But now, if I were just maybe to use some double-sided tape or something and glue this to a page, I am going to put this in my memory wrap. That's where this is going to go, because like you would say, if I was to have to frame and hang, I'd have to everything that I ever make. I wouldn't have enough space. I'd have to build some more walls somewhere, and but You can, if you use your memory wrap and you keep track of your things in your memory wrap, then and I'm going to show you how I do it. You know, I could even put this, if I was to put this on the piece of burlap that was just a little oversized from this or any kind of a fabric. There was something even in, gosh, the stuff that Laura sent me. Oh my gosh, she sent me such gorgeous stuff. But if you had a piece, look at this, like these two pieces. If I were to take these two pieces and put them around, put them under, sew them together. No, they're not exactly the same, but the colors blend together well. Take that and then sew this on top. Sew that all the way around like this. Then can you imagine? Isn't that pretty? I think it's beautiful. I think it's just beautiful. So I thank you again, Miss Laura B, for sending this. This is beautiful, beautiful things, and what we can do with these beautiful things is amazing. It's just like Christmas when I get a box and it's full of scraps of things, scraps, any kind of fibers, any kind of fibers. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share this morning. And Papa made me a cup of coffee, so I'm going to drink that. And I'm going to find a short story in here, and I'm going to read it to you. Let's see, I want one. I keep looking for like a short one, so I don't keep you in here for like the rest of your life. In My Little Girl's Angel. I wonder what that one is. My Little Girl's Angel here. I'm going to read that. Okay. Nothing could have shocked me more than the look on Tim's face when I opened the door so early that May morning. What is it? What's wrong? But he didn't speak. I, sh- I shook his arms and started to cry, only from the look of pain in his face. There was something that hurt so much for him to say that was going to hurt too much for me to hear. Oh no. Kim is dead, he said, and fell toward me in tears. Kim was the kind of friend who could always make you smile. She was kind to everyone, funny, and game for anything. I always knew that her personality would bring her great things in life because you wouldn't know her and not love her, because you couldn't know her and not love her. Excuse me, I don't have my glasses on. I couldn't make sense of it that day, that week, that year. She was only 19. I spent a lot of time in the chapel at the college, sitting by myself, crying gently. They knew just to leave me there. In time, I would walk out and move on with my day. Slowly, I found strength to move forward with my life. Each of us did, in our own way. I thought about Kim through each milestone of my life, graduating college, getting my first real job, getting married. She never got the chance to do any of those things. The unfairness of it stung me, and then I got pregnant with my first child. Kim would have been a great mother. She would never get the chance. As soon as I found out the baby I was a girl, I knew I would name her after Kim. Our beautiful baby girl was born on an early summer night when all the flowers were blooming, just like the night Kim had died. She was perfect, and we gave her Kim's name. After all the times, after all the nurses left for the night and the room became quiet, I whispered to our baby and told her all about Kim. She listened intently and we both fell asleep with her swaddled in my arms. Sometime during the night I felt a hand on my shoulder shaking me awake. I was tired from the labor and had been sleeping peacefully. I didn't want to wake up, but the hand squeezed my shoulder, so I could no longer ignore it. Thinking it was one of the nurses coming to check on me, I slowly opened my eyes. Kim was standing by the bed. Not Kim, really. It was none of it was more of a mist, but in it I could see Kim's face. I knew it was her immediately. There was sense there was a sense of calm and peace in the room. No words were spoken in my head. I heard Kim's voice, and she told me she loved this child and that she would always watch over her. My baby in my arms felt felt washed in peace. I could feel the love and peace coming from Kim, and I knew that she understood. This was my way of honoring all the things she never got to do on earth. Then she was gone. 15 years have passed. My daughter loves her name. There has been many times people have said, and we have thought, she is a guardian angel watching over her, and she does. That was written by Sarah Clark McMonigal. Oh, isn't that beautiful? That's just beautiful. And we all have angels watching over us. I believe that with every ounce of my heart. We all have angels watching over us, and we want to do our best because we don't want to disappoint our angels. So always do your best so you don't disappoint your angels, because we all have angels watching over us. I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make. And if you haven't tried needle felting, go ahead and try it. This might not look like a anything to you. Um, in my humble opinion, it's like almost like a landscape. But I'm not finished with it. It might look better after I work along with it for a while. So I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, keep you safe and secure, keep you happy, humble, and healthy. And I will see you on the next video. God bless and keep you.